For anyone who thought, well, you take the scalp, you take the head off the boss of NatWest and it all ends there, well, it doesn't look as if it may end there.
Absolutely not. Not only because this whole problem of debanking runs a lot deeper than Nigel Farage and probably extends a lot further than NatWest, but even in this particular case, you had the entire board seemingly backing Alison Rose just hours before her departure, saying they had full confidence in her, despite the fact that we'd had this ordeal, despite the fact that she'd admitted giving privileged information to the BBC about Nigel Farage's account. It happened to be misleading information as well, so she was, using her privileged access to spread smears about him. After they compiled a 36-page dossier about his political views, after they had unceremoniously debanked him for his political views. So this is clearly a big problem. I think the people at NatWest, people at Coutts, obviously thought that it was fine. They thought they could get away with this. They thought perhaps even that it was their duty to crush Nigel Farage for having the wrong political views. And that's a very scary thing.
But Nigel Farage has views that could reflect all of us. It doesn't matter what our views is. It doesn't matter if my view is that I support Man United and I think they're the best team in the world. If my bank doesn't agree with that, I could be in trouble. And I suspect that is what's firing your engine about this.
Absolutely. This is about free speech, and as a principle, it's not about Nigel Farage. You don't have to agree with anything he says to find this completely alarming. He could be a left-wing activist. He could be a Just Stop Oil supporter. That is not really what this is about. This is about our right as citizens to be able to participate in society and not have that taken away from us because of our views. Because essentially, bank is a pretty essential thing. If you are debanked, you are unpersoned, effectively.
I can't imagine what it'd be like not to have a bank.
Well, you're not a person in this society, are you, without a bank?
How you do... My kids...
How can you do any business?
If I ever even business with my kids, if I say to my kids, do you want 20 quid or do you need any money or whatever it is, and you give them cash, they jump back from you. Think, what is this thing? And you have to do everything electronically.
Absolutely, yeah. We live in an increasingly cashless society. And, even
the banks want us to live in a cashless society, don't they?
They do, but also it seems that in recent years, as capitalism has become more woke, they have another goal as well. You thought that banks wanted to have as many customers as possible, have as many people deposit their money in them. But now they're saying, well, actually, if you're the wrong kind of person, you have the wrong kind of views, we're not interested. And this isn't just
maybe because they can afford to, Fraser. Maybe, if they monopolise like that, they can pick and choose.
Well, perhaps they can, but on the other hand, you take a bank like NatWest, that's 39% owned by the taxpayer.
Yeah.
That's still... We had to bail them out, and perhaps we might have to again in the future.